Okay, guys, back here again. Here's with the 308 heads. So I did all of the bowl area that I did show you earlier. So what I did is I opened up all those bowls down sideways. You can see the lean you have on the port. That's the lean I did on them. On this side, I have not opened it up yet on the wall. This side I have. So you just cut straight with the wall. Oh, and I messed into about here. And then I also kind of tried to blend in the angle that was there to the bottom of the bowl just a little bit. The other thing I did, I'm not touching this wall at all, other than the push rod pinch here. So what I'm using is my Hegelson E tool. Um, and what I'm doing with this E tool is I'm measuring this side of this wall to how much room I have right here. Right, and I did it more on the top here. This floor is the top, the roof, than the floor because the roof has more velocity, and that's the way I'm going to do these heads. Um, and that should kick some serious butt right there. So here's this port. Almost finished. I'm probably gonna do a little bit with this short side radius here. Widen it just a little bit here, and I probably won't touch this side. That's a good for that. But I'll just widen it a little bit here on that little part there. But I'm gonna do all the ports like this and blend in the bowls to the port wall like this, and then do the short side radius, and these heads should be good. But I'll show you guys once all the walls are finished. But that was the next step of what I do with these heads, and you see, you don't want to take off more than what you need to. So that is what I did. Um, I'm going to take out any of these. So if there's casting imperfections, like there you can see one there, I may take those down. But other than that, these heads will be ready to go. Here, let me just move that there. So here's the other set, and you can see how far. Yeah, I took out like 1/8 of an inch at least to get those to lean the way I wanted. But I'm just gonna check with the valve to make sure that air goes all the way around. I'm gonna try it with this port first, and then I'm gonna try it too also with just slightly widening that short side radius. However, I may not even touch the short side because I'm trying to keep it as much velocity as possible, and the tighter that short side is, especially since I open up this head, the tighter that short side is, the better, because it already has a good laid back form for that air to go around it. But with as much volume as they're taking out of these heads, I may want to keep that for torque. So that's probably might be what I do. I'll definitely do all the walls first. And then they're not done yet. I gotta make sure. I got a lot of work yet to do, but then um, after all that, these heads should be done, and they should be ready for a nice running 360. I mean, you could put them on a stroker motor, but it is 1.88 valves. And there's a limit to the size of the bowls. Oh, that's another thing too. I'm thinking about opening these bowls up just a little bit because they are at like 80%. I'd like them more at 85 to the 87%. And then I'll show you guys a video if I decide to do the bowls on the bowl percentage and where I like to work on these bowls to get that air to come around on the way that you would want and like to. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Um, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I may have another clip here showing you these heads all done, but I am done working on them for tonight. But I was just testing on this one, and I see how I did it. I know how I did it because I'm working on one thing at a time, even though it takes me a couple days. So it's like, okay, next thing I do this and this, and then I have to go through all the ports and do that, even if I have to stop in between them. And that's a good way to know where you're at. And know the measurements you're at. Like I like to do is I like to set a base port. Like by base I mean a port. You a port you want as the one you base everything else off of. And then from there, I like to. From there, I like to. And I may actually straighten this wall just a little bit more. But there, I like to copy every port off that port. So like this right here is going to get cut back only pretty much here and here. It gets cut back a little bit the whole entire way to blend it in, but especially at the top because that's where the most high velocity air is. And then the air like comes off the top with speed, hits the short side radius because that's where the air is going around the valve. Then the air comes around the valve, and you hope it comes off the back side of the valve. So that is where I am with these heads. And if you did like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks you. All right, back here again. So I do have, this time here's the light. I'll turn the camera on, or the flashlight. So I have them back again, the 308 heads. So I have been working on them. Well, I may end up getting 80 Groverts to sand all this down fine, make it look nice and pretty. But so what I did, so I brought that curve down and just widened it out there, right? And it's angled as well. If you can't tell, it's angled from this shot. And so what that does is it helps gives that port bias and helping air to be port bias, and also and when it's so this is straight up when I turn the camera like this, so that's center of the cylinder, about where the cylinder's gonna be with the camp timing events. And then so over here, so I've done it on these ports too. Another thing I also did is on the valve guide here. So that wall kind of really intruded up to here even. I did not touch the wall really at all, if you can see. What I did is I cut here. I used the Helgeson E-tool, like I said in the previous video. And I measured it and cut this down to be straight, and then I radiused it in onto this cut here, and I also brought the width at the top a little bit up, and I worked more at the top here than I did at the bottom for opening that, because most air is going to be flowing at the top. And oh yeah, so other things I have to do to these heads. I'm going to do some chamber work. Yeah, I know they're already at 72 from what I measured. But I feel like some chamber work, well needed chamber work, it needs to be done. Even though these are open headed, I think you could gain quite a bit of CFM still from doing that. And then I am actually going to work on the. Oh, that's what I didn't do on this. I didn't like do work on this blunting it in, but I am going to bring these bowls out to 87%. I've decided. And then I am going to work the short side radius just right here, widening that. That's all I'm going to do with the short side. I like the shape and curve it has. I'm just going to bring it over with that curve. And I will do a shot by shot of doing that. Anyway, so I'm just trying to get the air to come all the way around the valve. And I know the chamber work is going to be helpful, and then I can always just deck the heads when I have them sent out to be cleaned. And I may have the ask to see if they can have the 45s touched, just in case. I mean, we could definitely lap them in, but that would be a good thing to do. But if I was going to do that, I might as well get new valves. Maybe I'll just keep this, since I'm keeping the stock valves. I'll do it as that. Anyway, so that is where I am at with these heads in this part of this video. The next part, so I gotta finish the other heads doing this here. But in the next part, you're gonna see me opening the bowls and the intakes, and in comparison between two different bowls. And then after that, I'm gonna work this little corner here of the short side. Just so you guys can see that. And then after that, I'm gonna do the exhaust work, and then I'll do the chamber work. And then these heads will be ready to be sent off to be decked, whatever they need to be after I CC them from the chamber work that I do. Um, and I still have a little bit more research on what pistons we're going to use, but it's still going to be a stock 360E bore, or not, maybe not bore, but stroke. We might send the block in, but I'll just keep you guys updated.